So we're really curious about the types of learning activities that you're creating for your students.
Okay, well, I'm honestly trying really hard to make it as manageable as possible. So I've been getting information from the students themselves, from their families, and from our admin that they're feeling pretty overwhelmed right now. So trying hard not to overwhelm them too much. So today our principal gave us a suggestion that on Monday and Tuesday next week, we do not teach our classes. So just take a break from our curriculum entirely and just spend some time connecting with the kids and finding out how they're doing, if they're feeling overwhelmed, how we might be able to help them. So yeah, he basically said the feedback he's been getting from families is that they are quite overwhelmed. And so in order to combat that a bit, he's asking us to put the brakes on teaching for a couple days. So every week, even though our classes rotate and we could see each other twice or even 3 times a week, I only do 1 scheduled Zoom time per week. So, and that scheduled Zoom is usually only 1 hour, if that. Sometimes it's even shorter than that. And then the other class times are really more open times where kids can hop on if they want to and chat with me, or some of them just like sign on and they work while I am there. So yeah, so basically every week we have a week at a glance where the Zoom times are linked. And then I'll also record the Zoom and post it for them in case they can't be there. And then the PowerPoint that we follow is there as well. And so far, what I've done, I had them work on a Flipgrid.
I remember last time we spoke, you had said you were wondering if this was too much. So this was in the first week.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, did you want to reflect on that?
Yeah. So what I noticed, and what I should have been aware of already, is that just like they were before, they're not going to do the work necessarily until the day that it's due. So when we spoke, the due date hadn't come up yet, and they hadn't received those notifications in Google Classroom necessarily. And so when that happened, all of a sudden that day, there were like 20 of them uploaded in a day. And then the following week, when I made it part of the course, like part of the Zoom, the 15 minutes where they had to log off and then log back on, that forced the ones who hadn't done it to go like, oh shoot, this is something I need to do. So they used that time to actually do their initial upload. So it was pretty surprising over the course of a couple of weeks. I mean, if you think about it, a 90-second video, that's a very small assignment though, right? And it did take like 2 weeks for everyone to become a part of it, but it was worth it because in the end, it's really a place now where they're all connecting together. Yeah.
So with that said, what kind of feedback have you gotten from your students as to how it's manageable for them in conjunction with the other courses that they're taking?
So definitely they have said they've been pretty overwhelmed overall with their course loads. And so they've definitely, the feedback I've gotten has been positive in the sense that they're happy to only have one particular thing to focus on when they leave the Zoom. So, I only have to focus on this Flipgrid. I don't have like 3 things to do for English or whatever. And then following that, I built out of that a little writing assignment from the Flipgrid. And so there again, that next week, that was the only thing, just this little writing assignment in relation to the Flipgrid. So it's always just been one piece, and the biggest feedback I've gotten is that they're really grateful to just have the one item to check off their list.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. It's really interesting for us to hear about your journey and helpful for others too, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, thank you guys.